Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, your heart pounding, your mind racing? In the darkness, endless what-ifs flood your thoughts. What if I fail? What if I lose someone I love? Anxiety can feel like an uninvited shadow hovering over every peaceful moment. It's a weight on the chest in the morning, a ghost that haunts the quiet of midnight. Yet, what if this very anxiety could become a doorway rather than a prison? What if ancient wisdom holds a key hidden in the simple moments of your life, a key that can transform this suffering into a path of inner peace? We're going to explore this together. We'll look at the teachings of the Buddha, at stories of real transformation, and even at the secrets of our own dream world. And through this journey, you may just discover that your anxious mind, paradoxically, can become a beacon guiding you back home to joy. In the Buddhist view, anxiety is a form of suffering, something we are all bound to encounter. The Buddha taught that the root of our suffering is often desire, a clinging. Pain arises when the world of what we want collides with the world of what is. Think about it for a moment. Anxiety so often comes from holding on tightly to a certain outcome or fearing that it won't happen. We create a picture in our minds of how things should be, and we grow attached to it. And when reality deviates even slightly, our mind begins to spiral. A modern Zen teacher described it beautifully. He said, "Our brain holds two versions of the world at any given moment. There is the world as I want it to be, and the world as it actually is." Anxiety blooms in the space between those two worlds. The more they overlap, the less we suffer. When they diverge, anxiety tightens its grip on our heart. Imagine you're running late for work, a moment of panic. A flood of worry washes over you. I'm going to miss the meeting. My boss will be furious. But pause, just for a second, and ask yourself, is it happening right now? If the meeting's at 9 and your clock reads 8:55, nothing negative has happened yet. The anxiety came from a story your mind was telling you, not from reality. This shift in perspective is the core of this insight. Our suffering is often self-created, spun from the stories we believe without question. By recognizing that fear and clinging lead to pain, you begin to loosen their hold. Anxiety starts to look less like a monster at your door and more like a movie playing in your head. And if it's just a movie, you don't have to stay in your seat. One of the most powerful ways to step out is to simply observe your thoughts without being carried away by them. Picture this. Your anxious thoughts are like buses pulling up to a busy stop. A thought might arrive with a name on its sign, a name like, "I didn't answer their text, they must be angry." Or another one pulls up, "If I lose my keys, something terrible will happen." Before, you might have immediately jumped on that bus, the one with the fearful story, and ridden it straight into a state of panic. But with mindfulness, something remarkable happens. You learn to stand at the bus stop and just watch the buses pass. One practitioner shared that before he started meditating, he would have jumped on that bus and gone for a long, miserable ride. But now he is able to see the thought come into his mind and let it leave again without getting so worked up. He still sees the bus, he acknowledges the thought, but he doesn't chase it. This simple act of watching your mind is deeply transformative. You begin to realize that your thoughts are not ultimate reality. They are temporary events in consciousness, just clouds passing through the vast sky of your awareness. That realization creates a gap, a small, precious space between you and the story. And in that space is your power. You are no longer the frantic passenger, you are the peaceful witness. So when a terrifying thought arises, a bus with a frightening label, you can calmly note, "Ah, there goes the anxious bus," and gently return your attention to this moment, to your breath. By doing this again and again, anxious thoughts lose their sting. They cannot pull you into a storm of panic because you are no longer fusing with them. You can bring this practice into your daily life. It's like wearing a chainmail of awareness around your heart. Let's explore some of these gentle, everyday antidotes. First, mindful breathing. Begin with the breath. Sit comfortably wherever you are and just notice your inhale and your exhale. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils. Feel it expand your chest or your belly, and then feel it flow out again. Even 5 deep breaths can anchor you in the now. Each breath is a message to your mind. The future can wait. I am here. When anxiety surges, focus on a long, slow exhale. And just observe how the tension begins to melt. No special ritual is needed, just a pause. Just a breath. Then, observing your thoughts. As we said, treat them like passing clouds. When a worry or a what if appears, you can label it mentally, just thinking, and gently let it drift away. You can even visualize it floating off into the distance. Over time, you will find that you are more the watchtower than the raging storm. And there is loving kindness, Metta, a practice of cultivating compassion for yourself. You can sit quietly and silently repeat phrases to yourself. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May I be happy. Direct those wishes to yourself first. Let them warm your heart. Research has shown that this simple practice can decrease anxiety and increase positive emotions. When you fill your mind with kindness, fear naturally begins to diminish. It's like bathing your mind in sunshine to clear away the clouds. You can practice this in your daily activities too. Take a short break to walk slowly, fully feeling each step. Notice the contact of your foot with the ground, the gentle swing of your arms, the feeling of the air on your skin. Do the same when you're washing dishes, drinking a cup of tea. Engage all of your senses. Anxiety loves to live in fantasies of the future, but mindful action draws you right back to where life is actually happening, right here. And finally, gratitude. You can counterbalance anxious thoughts by purposefully noticing what is good. Each morning or each evening, think of just 2 or 3 things you're grateful for. A warm blanket, the song of a bird outside your window, the care of a friend. This simple habit trains your brain to look for the positive. Neuroscience has found that gratitude actually activates the parts of our brain linked to joy. When you habitually scan for blessings, anxiety loses its spotlight. Our journey with awareness doesn't have to stop when we are awake. The Buddhist said that life itself is like a dream. You can even try to bring awareness into your dreams. Before you fall asleep tonight, set a gentle intention. I will remember my dreams. When you wake, lie still for a moment and try to recall what you saw. Practitioners of Tibetan dream yoga believe that lucid dreams, where you realize you are dreaming while in the dream, can multiply your insight. The great master Namkhai Norbu Rinpoche taught that practicing within a dream can be 9 times more effective than meditation in waking life. This is because in a dream, the mind is unconstrained by the body, so any calm you find there is magnified. Even without becoming fully lucid, just setting the intention to remember your dreams reminds your mind to carry awareness through all states of consciousness. It's a profound practice. And people find these practices work in surprising, powerful ways. Consider this story. A man was sitting in his car, stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Panic started to swell.
I'm going to be late, I'll get in trouble, he thought. His body tightened. Then he remembered his practice. He paused, he looked at the panic, and he realized, wait, nothing bad has happened yet. I am not yet late, and I haven't suffered any consequences. The entire storm of anxiety was spun from a hypothetical future. He could see that the thought, I'm going to be late, was just an idea. The rest of the panic was his story about that idea. The moment he accepted what was happening, okay, I am late, I will face the meeting, the panic began to dissolve. He later reflected, I still have anxiety, but it doesn't control me anymore. I'm able to take a step back and see my thoughts for what they are. This is the shift. When anxiety strikes, you become the wise observer. You notice the thoughts, you feel the physical sensations, the racing heart, the tight chest, but you recognize that you do not have to believe the story, you don't have to follow it. With each moment of observation, anxiety loses its energy, and soon it's just background noise. And this isn't just ancient wisdom.
Modern science is beginning to confirm what meditators have known for millennia. Brain imaging studies are revealing that consistent meditation can actually rewire your brain. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin found that experienced meditators show heightened activity in brain areas associated with positive emotion and well-being. It was as if their brains had a background glow of happiness even when they weren't meditating. Meanwhile, scientists have observed that mindfulness practice can tame the amygdala, the brain's fear center. In most people, the amygdala can spike at the slightest stress, sounding the body's panic alarm. But in regular meditators, its response is more subdued. They were found to be less likely to be shocked, flustered, or angered. In simple terms, regular meditation makes you less jumpy. It strengthens the parts of your brain linked with calm and quiets the parts linked with fear. You are changing yourself at a neurological level. So when you sit quietly, even for a few minutes each day, you are exercising a muscle of resilience, and the more you exercise it, the stronger you become. Let's return to that image of the dream. The Buddha reminded us that all of life's experiences are impermanent and illusory, much like a dream. Waking reality, which seems so solid, is also transient. Your fears, your anxieties, they too are just passing images in this dream of life. The Tibetan teacher Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche once said, if we cannot carry our practice into sleep, if we lose ourselves every night, what chance do we have to be aware when death comes? Look to your dreams to know how you will fare. Mastering the dream state, he taught, is practice for the ultimate awakening. So tonight, when you drift off to sleep, set the intention to notice your dreams. If a scary one plays out, see if you can remember, this is temporary and I can stay calm. This gentle effort can help you see the truth behind anxiety, that it does not have to own you in any state of being. There is an even wider cosmic view offered by this wisdom, the idea of karma, the cumulative effects of our past actions. Sometimes anxiety feels deeply ingrained for reasons we can't explain. This perspective suggests its seeds may have been planted long ago. But karma is not fate. The wonderful truth is that by acting with kindness and wisdom now, you can gradually purify those seeds. The very practice of meditation is an act of turning anxiety into insight. In deep stillness, the mind can expand beyond the personal ego. Anxiety is bound to I and mine, to my past and my future, but meditation opens a door to something much larger, where those boundaries blur. Your essence is not just the jittery voice in your head. There is a vast space of awareness within you. If this life is but one chapter in a much bigger story,
then each crisis is just one page. Everything changes. Even our fears have fleeting lifespans. Think of an image: a Buddhist monk standing serenely by a flowing stream. The water rushes past, turbulent and loud, but the monk is still. If your mind is that turbulent river of worries, meditation teaches you to be the stillness at the edge of the water. You become the observer, calm, even in the midst of rushing thoughts. Beneath every worry, every whirlpool of stress, there is a deep well of stillness available to you. You just need to learn how to touch it. This journey is not about a quick fix. It is about transformation. Anxiety, in this view, is a messenger. It is calling you to wake up. By turning toward it with curiosity and with practice, you find that it can yield to compassion and to wisdom. Every time you breathe mindfully when you feel stressed, you're planting a seed of freedom. Every kind thought you offer yourself is water for that seed. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Countless others have walked it. Start small. Perhaps tomorrow morning, before you get out of bed, just take 3 full conscious breaths and silently say to yourself, "May I be safe today." Notice how that tiny act ripples through your day. Or tonight, before you sleep, recall one moment from your day that brought you a flicker of joy. You will be surprised how these simple steps begin to shift your inner landscape. True joy doesn't come from controlling the world outside, but from learning to tend to the world within. You have the power to transform anxiety into presence, fear into compassion. Keep practicing. In time, you will awaken to the daily joy that is already within you, clear, expansive, and enduring. May you find peace on your journey, one mindful breath at a time.